Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. If I look a little bit different than I did in my last stream this morning, it's probably because I've had a shower. Um, so I had initially scheduled a stream with a different title for this exact same time. The reason I changed it is because apparently the information that was relayed about one of the protective orders was not entirely accurate, which is shocking considering the source. But um, so yeah, I'm gonna avoid speaking on that any further. Just because right now I don't really know what the situation is. I just know that there are details that were obviously left out and seems to be misrepresented. So, um, what I will be talking about is the bar complaint filed by the studio, and also today the copyright strike on my YouTube channel was lifted. The video was restored, um, and I went ahead and made it private because just on principle, like I don't like that I was so like supportive and being like, "Hey, hear this guy out," like, "Hey, he's doing an okay job," that kind of stuff. I don't know. That feels like a lifetime ago. Really, it's been like less than a month. So, but I have a very different outlook on Laura's attorney and how he is operating right now. He did put out a video this afternoon in which he announced, per what I've heard, because I don't like to watch this stuff anymore. In which he announced what that he did not intend to sue me right now, um, and I will have my own thoughts on that later on. But I have a lot to say about it. A lot of it that I think is very important, not just on a larger scale as far as the justice system and abusive lawyers go. I will have a lot to say about that, but that's something I'm going to work on a little more. It's not going to be a live stream. I will schedule it for tomorrow. And at that point, when I do that, I'm going to give you guys a recap of what was, said in David's video today. I will, bite the proverbial, I'm not going to go with that. YouTube might not like that saying. I'm going to, suck it up and watch it, and I'll relay some information for you guys so no one else on Reddit is potentially getting sued for copyright, even though, the Redditor who joined us on my stream to discuss this subpoena that he tried to file, she did nothing wrong. But you know what? That's fine. I'm happy, to take one for the team on that. And I'm not going to obviously write up a summary. I'm not going to show any of his video, but I can talk about some of what he said that sticks out to me. I can certainly do that. I'm well within my rights on that. And if you guys want to hear obviously everything he has to say, then you got to go over and watch his video. That's just the way it is. So yeah, as far as this whole lawsuit thing with me, he does have, unfortunately, the time frame for him to be able to sue me is actually a lot longer than the 10 days. The 10 days was just the time frame for YouTube to restore my video. So he had 10 days to provide proof of lawsuit to YouTube, or my stuff goes back up online. I took it down anyways. But he does have, if he decided later he wanted to sue me, he could. But like I said, I've got some thoughts about that I will share later, because I have to be somewhere at 6 p.m. and it is already 5:10. So I'm gonna read the bar complaint with you guys, and then tonight after I get home from, it's like a really belated birthday dinner with my family because I was in Australia on my actual birthday. When I get home from that, I will work on something good. All right, and you'll see it tomorrow. So. But right now, I'm just going to read the contents of this bar complaint. I'm going to try to not use his name while I do this, because, I don't think we need to do that. So as I read this, the man's name, the man in question, will be Voldemort. Okay. So. Carrie M. Hi, I watch a lot of commentary channels and a lot of them post a fair use disclaimer at the beginning of their videos. Is that something you would consider? Yeah, and I did actually put that in the description of that one video that got taken down, and I linked to the original source, but that unfortunately that doesn't really do anything to protect you. I mean, I've spoken with attorneys, so like that doesn't actually do anything to to protect you. If it's copyright, it's copyright. Voldemort. All right. Well, Voldemort is like my nickname apparently. From this one of my good friends was like semi dating this person, and they didn't like me for some reason, even though I had the most platonic relationship in the world with my friend, and they just like didn't like it, so they called me Voldemort. And so now, you know, everybody's Voldemort that I don't want to talk about or talk to. Okay. All right, this is a formal complaint against Attorney Voldemort to the State Bar of Arizona. Attorney Discipline Unit. Okay, let's see. Dear members of the State Bar of Arizona, and I'm not going to show it on the screen either, guys, because his name's in it, so we're not going to do that. I'm submitting this formal complaint against Voldemort Esquire, alleging professional misconduct that violates ethical standards required of attorneys under the Arizona Rules of Professional Conduct. Mr. Voldemort's actions have been harassed. Sorry. The Dark Lord's actions have been harassed. The Dark Lord's actions have harassed my business, PS Studios, and caused substantial reputational and financial harm. His conduct has been both unprofessional and malicious, warranting immediate review by the Arizona Bar. Okay. She is very good writing, by the way. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. Liz Neptune. I must have missed that, dude. Or maybe it just exited my brain because there's been so much stuff going on. All right. Summary of complaint. Voldemort, acting as legal counsel for Laura Owens, has engaged in the following unacceptable behavior. 1. Harassment via email. Mr. Voldemort sent a threatening and harassing email to our business. This email included baseless accusations and demands intended to intimidate and coerce us into capitulating to his client's false claims. Correspondence can be viewed here. And I'm not going to share the actual correspondence, guys. So eventually, if the studio feels comfortable sharing that, they will. But we're just going to read through the complaint here. 2. Public defamation on social media. On December 3rd, 2024, Mr. Voldemort posted defamatory statements on Twitter, falsely claiming that the audio files we provided to his client were of poor quality. These statements were demonstrably false, as the referenced audio was from camera recordings, not the professional quality microphone recordings we delivered. The defamatory post remained public for 6 days, accruing 21,000 views and over 30 comments, significantly amplifying the harm to our reputation. The post was finally removed on December 9th, that's today, but the damage to our business and credibility during this time was severe and far-reaching. Misrepresentation of events. Mr. Voldemort falsely accused PS Studio of attacking his client, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. His client publicly posted photos of herself and her legal team inside our studio on social media, explicitly identifying our business. Any subsequent identification of PS Studios was a result of their own actions, not ours. So I saw, someone was saying it was David that posted the photo, if I remember correctly, and I haven't gone back to look, to be honest. But let's remember, guys, David is Laura's assigned representative. So if David acts on her behalf and he did email them as Laura's attorney making threats, then what he says, he makes statements for Laura. Hey, Louise, what's going on? Hey, Maddie. All right, let's see. Damage to our business and reputation. As a result of Mr. Voldemort's defamatory statements and harassment, our studio has suffered significant reputational harm. Prospective clients have questioned the quality of our services, and we have experienced financial losses due to the negative publicity generated by his baseless claims. Violations of the Arizona Rules of Professional Conduct. So there are specific examples here of where he, went wrong. Okay. Mr. Voldemort's actions constitute clear violation of the Arizona Rules of Professional Conduct, including but not limited to Rule 4.4a, respect for the rights of third persons. Mr. Voldemort engaged in conduct that had no substantial purpose other than to harass and intimidate, causing unnecessary harm to my business and its employees. Rule 8.4, misconduct. His public statements on Twitter misrepresented the quality of our services and were made with reckless disregard for the truth. God, that's... Sorry, par for the course with these guys. Amounting to dishonesty and conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice. Rule 8.4d, misconduct. By engaging in public defamation and persistent harassment, Mr. Voldemort has demonstrated conduct that is prejudicial to the administration of justice and damaging to the legal profession. Rule 3.1, meritorious claims and contentions. His baseless accusations lack merit and are designed to harass rather than to resolve legitimate legal disputes. Now that right there describes a lot of his behavior, in my opinion. But requested action. I respectfully request that the Arizona Bar thoroughly investigate Mr. Voldemort's conduct and take appropriate disciplinary action. His actions have not only harmed our business, but have also eroded public trust in the legal profession. Okay. We are prepared to provide extensive documentation to support this complaint, including copies of the harassing emails sent by Mr. Voldemort, evidence of defamatory posts made by him on social media, including metrics showing 21,000 views and over 30 comments on the post that remained public for 6 days, audio files and evidence proving the quality of our work, proof of his client's public posts that contradict his claims of privacy violations, and a full Dropbox file of evidence can be viewed here. We don't actually have that, so we're not going to look at that, guys. This harm to our business and reputation is measurable, immediate, and long-lasting. We trust the Arizona Bar will address this matter with the seriousness it deserves. Damn. That was well written. One sec, guys. Just before I go, I have a few more comments on what was said today. Just give me 1 second. Been doing a lot of short lives lately, guys. Sorry about that, but it's just like I don't have time to do like a full edited video with all I have juggling, and you know, it's just I'd rather just hop on here, say what I have to say, and then come back later. All right, I think I might have missed something real quick. Okay. All right. So as far as the video that was put out today, which I, again, not going to show right now, not really going to talk too much about it right now. I'm pretty upset by a lot of the gaslighting language used in that. He certainly makes it sound as if he's like a really nice guy and he's trying to show his better side or whatever, in my opinion. Again, guys, I haven't watched it yet, but I know what was said. And it's just like he's trying really hard now to double back and be like, well, I'm distancing myself from this. I don't want to do this. This is not what's going on. Especially with the Reddit subpoena and stuff like that, trying to make it sound like it's not as bad as it was. Make no mistake, the messages that went along with that subpoena were aggressive. We saw them. There was aggressive language used in there. And the reason he did it was because he was trying to be threatening. It's pretty obvious. That's just common sense. So him trying to distance himself from these things now and pretend that his words and his threats were not as severe as they were is not okay. Again, him trying to now backtrack and say, I'm not going to sue Lauren now. Not going to sue Lauren now. Okay? Trying to make himself appear not as bad as he is. But make no mistake, when you abuse your knowledge of the law and your legal license to try to scare people, when you promise to sue any JFC YouTuber who uses any part of your video, people don't forget that. So if you're going to make threats like that, if you're going to be a douchebag and try to hurt people and try to scare people, own it. Don't come back a couple weeks later or a month later and be like, oh, well, see, I'm actually not that bad a guy. No, you are. You are, because you let people sit with that stress and that agony. And I knew he would wait till the last second to drop the stupid false strike or to just let it dissolve. And now, of course, he's going to try to have that hanging over my head like he could sue me later. So no, he's not a good man. Because if he was a good man, he wouldn't have done this in the first place. And I'm going to have a lot more to say about that. But it's not going to be right now. I'm going out to Hibachi with my family for a super belated birthday. Like I said, thank you everyone for being here, for listening to me talk. Sorry we couldn't cover the subject that I initially intended to, but I think it's in my best interest and everyone's best interest that I don't speak on it until we really have all the facts. So, appreciate you guys. I will catch you later, okay? Much love. Bye, everybody.